Yo, can you guys hear me? Can you guys see? Let me actually fix this real quick. Yo. Sorry, I had to restart it. I don't know why the OBS wasn't working. We're gonna get started, but give me a second real quick. Make sure you guys can see and hear everything. Alright, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna go and delete everything real quick. Alright, we're gonna draw. We're still in the same high. We made all-time high. We had news over the weekend with Iran, so come here. Come lay down. Come on. Previous day high. Hold on 1 second. Let me let him out real quick. Alright, we're back. So mark up our previous day high, our previous day low. Alright, cool. Let's go into our 4 hour real quick. Okay, so on the 4 hour we broke above, right? So we're almost retesting the 50%. So if you guys already been following along for a while, you guys understand the 4 steps. So right now we're about to do into step 3. So we just need to wait for a retest of the 4 hour. I'll show you guys what it wants to do. But like I said, we have a bunch of news with the whole Iran and US. So let's see what's going to happen. But let's mark up our fibs first so we know where we can expect a reaction. All right. Have that here. Have that here. Here. All right, cool. So we have our fibs ready. We know that this here is going to be our 4 hour order block. 4 hour OB. I'm sure I can make that smaller too, but let's go. We can mark up the hourly here. That way we don't have that big range. So 1 hour OB. All right, cool. Okay, let's see. Let's go into our hourly. We know we have some imbalances here. All right, we have some gaps we left behind on the hourly. So this is our 1 hour imbalance we have up here. Cool. Let's go into our 30-minute. So we broke below on the 30-minute. We haven't really broken on the hourly just yet, so we break below this low. So what I would want to do is grab my fibs from the hourly high here to here so far and see if it wants to retest. And if it wants to retest, look where the 50% is at, right? 50% is here, so this is our 1 hour. So what I'm seeing, I'm about to mark it up for you guys so you guys can understand. Let me just draw my fibs so you guys can see it perfectly here. 1 hour. Alright, cool. Alright, so what I'm currently seeing here is if we can get a 4 hour retest into here, then push up to reject. Because currently we have a sell to buy, which is this here. Boom, sell to buy, into a buy to sell. So setup within a setup. So a W into an M, it's what I'm looking at. So what am I expecting around here? I'm expecting us to tap into the 50%, which is equivalent to what? Your previous day high is right there too, right? So if it does tap into here, it retests the previous day high, it fills this 4 hour imbalance, and then we can expect the bounce. Now I would love it more if we came to the optimal or premium because we have this gap we haven't tapped into. So I would love it if we came all the way down here, to fill some of this gap, and then come back in daily open, break above, retest, and then continue here. So what I'm looking at is continuation sell off here into these levels. And then into tomorrow New York session, possible push up. Now this is where it can be tricky, right? We can look at the push up and think, hey, we're gonna reject, which is, you know, the scenario. But if we don't break below this hourly low here, it'd be iffy for me to try to shorten this area. So I will try shorts here if NQ and ES both match, because that'll be the 29,900 strike level on it. But the only thing I don't really like is that we didn't even tap into the 30,000 level. We missed it by a hair. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But I would love to see us come and tap to 30,000, stay below the hourly, and then reject. Well, from here, just continue lower. That's pretty much all I have for NQ here. Since this is a massive range, right? Massive range, but at least we know where we can expect reaction, right? Now, is it 100% guaranteed? No, this is why we have these levels, because we just set alerts, and when it comes there, we wait for what, guys? The smaller time frame to have a market structure shift to the direction we want. So let's say, for instance, we're trying to wait for a bounce. We wait for these levels to hit, and then wait for market structure to shift to the upside on the 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 minute, whatever it is, and then we try longs, and it's going to be minimal risk. Now, let's go ahead and look at ES, right? So if we look at ES, mark up the previous day high, same thing. If we come and retest the 50%, that's where our previous day high was anyway. So previous day high, we can mark up our previous day low, which would be right here, previous day low. And then we just set alerts, okay? And we go into our 4 hour, same thing here. We already have the fibs marked up on the 4 hour. Yep, they're already marked up, so I don't need to worry about that. I can just delete this. They're already marked up. We can go into the hourly. As you guys can see here, we have this gap on the hourly we still need to fill, right? So we'll just label this 1 hour gap, and then this here would be our 1 hour order block, right? 1 hour OB. All right, cool. So we have that. All right, so far, and then we have this hourly bearish imbalance that we missed it by a hair, almost tapped into it. 1 hour imbalance, right? Almost tapped into that. So this looks like it wants to continue. Let's look at the 15 minute. We also have that gap right there left behind on the 15 minute. You guys see that right here? So we can also note that. Let's see. Sorry, that's a 30 minute. So we'll mark up 30 minute imbalance here. All right, 30 minute imbalance, and then we break it down to smaller time frame. Now, if we do push up there, what do we want to see? We want to see it stay below this 15 minute high up here, right? This would be, we can actually label it larger time frame. Let's look at the 30. That's my last up move for the break. Yeah, this is my 30 minute high. So mark this up as my 30 minute high. So this would be valid until we break above this high on the 30 minute. If we come and tap into the zone here, stay below this, have it shift down, retest, continue writing it down. Okay, simple as that for ES and NQ. Nothing really crazy for me. Nothing I love, honestly. Nothing I absolutely love up here. It's just we're playing the 4 hour range, right? Which is a sell to buy, which is a retest for bullish. If we continue down, this is what I could see as well. Continue down, push up. What do you guys see here? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we could bounce off the zone here. So this sell off here, you know, that's cool. Let it come down into the zone, wait for the retest, and then if we have market structure shift on both ES and NQ, look to shift. That will be our head and shoulders. It's all-time high, so you know this retest on the 4 hour obviously is bullish. I prefer playing the bullish structure here, but with all news going out, I prefer just waiting for tomorrow New York session and see. Give it the first 15 minutes, 30 minutes of market open. Let everyone digest the news over the weekend. What news was it? Right, today there was a self-defense attack that we did because they were laying mines and all this. Make sure you guys keep up with the news as well. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have here. There's nothing else for me to really mark up or draw out here that I absolutely love, you know. And then on Friday, QQQ made all-time highs, but SPY didn't yet. So that's also what kind of, it's just iffy. We're iffy here. Low divergence on QQ and SPY, but this is our all-time high on SPY. We couldn't seem to tap it, but we tapped it and made new highs on QQQ. So let's focus on the daily on SPY. If you guys know me, you guys know I use SPY, QQQ to give me, you know, better confluence with NQ and ES. If you guys are new, they're the same tickers. It's just, right, like these stocks and option side of it. And it has gaps compared to NQ. NQ has no gaps, so sometimes you may miss a move on NQ, but you can see it, clear as day on QQQ. Okay, let's look at the hourly. So then on the hourly, this was the retest of the 50%. This is the optimal. So if we hold the previous day low tomorrow, I just look for upside. If we break below the previous day low, I will look to target this low here on SPY right here. That's pretty much all I have for SPY here. Let's go look at QQQ. See, we swept the all-time high here. Alright, so this is previous day high, all-time high. So blue, previous day high. Previous day low. We also have this gap right here. Previous day low. We have this gap on the daily that we didn't tap yet. So if we can come back and tap that, I will love that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to mark up my fibs from the daily. High to the low to the high. Set my 50%. Have that marked up. I be forgetting to blink sometimes, man. Set that here. Set up my optimal here. Daily. Set up my premium here. Set my alert, and then let's go smaller time frame now. Going to the hourly, same thing here on the hourly, right? Bullish structure. Let's see. Optimal on the 1 hour. Set alert there. Okay, so we get a previous day low sweep, tap the 1 hour premium, 715.66, and previous day low hold. We know that it's going to be straight upside. And then this is our 1 hour low. Let's break it down to smaller time frame. Let's see what's up. 1 hour low. 15, 30. Let's see. So we did break below this 30-minute low here on Friday. Last low that caused a break above the high. So what do? Break step 1, step 2, order block imbalance, step 3, fibs from the high to the low, and we wait for a retest. So if we come into here tomorrow, 30 minute, it's an alert here. We have this gap. What do we want to see it stay below? It's probably going to be a 15-minute high, so we'll see that right now. Yeah, so if we can push a retest into there and stay below this high on the 15-minute, we're golden. 15-minute high. And that's pretty much it for QQQ. Any questions so far? Let me read the chat. Jordan lost my eval this chop, and the one you helped me save last Friday. I gotta get my bread up. Then damn, bro. Yeah, you gotta know not to trade holidays, bro. Happens, bro. Yeah. Do you think NQ continues long? I want to see a retest, bro. I want to see a retest first. So far, I was retesting this 15-minute imbalance, but I want to see a retest of the full hour 50% before I even try to consider longs. They don't want 30K to hit. I mean, who knows? It's just a tricky area with all the news they threw out last minute, so we'll see what's up. That's pretty much it. Any other questions you guys have? We'll be live tomorrow as well, 8:30 a.m. Central. We'll be live on here. We'll be live on the Discord. Discord has no lag. There is a little bit lag on the YouTube. You guys get about 15 to 30 second delay. Obviously, that's a big difference when trading NQ, right?